Some patterns are a little bit easier to download, and others are pretty good if you really just draft them yourselves. So, to draft a pattern for this half apron, we're going to do it in two parts simply because just of sizing, we can break it up into this quarter and the quarter for the back half, and then we can put them both together. So for now, we are going to work on drafting the quarter for just this pocket part. Your dimensions are going to be 10 inches across, 9.5 inches to the center, 9 inches across the top of the pocket, and then down to your trapezoid to create a 10. So I'm using a 12 by 12 piece of paper to draft this pattern. And I'm using my square ruler because this helps me just line up my edges and corners and make sure that I have all of my pieces together. So my 9.5 is measured down to here, this edge. And this top edge, I'm going to just draw a straight line all the way across as my balance mark. And when I get to my 9-inch marker, I'm just going to give myself just a little bit of a drawing right here so I know where the edge of it is. To get my 10 inches across, I'm just going to flip my ruler in the opposite direction. I'm going to measure to my 10-inch mark on this edge right here and just make sure everything is lined up, everything is straight, even this line across here. I can see that it is aligned with the 9.5 inches that I previously drew. And I'm going to make another balance mark right here. Once I am finished, I am simply going to connect this diagonal line from seam to seam. This will be my pocket. Now, when I'm cutting this, I'm just going to mark an A on here. So when I cut my other pattern, which will be the back of my pocket, I know where to line up. And I'm going to put this little mark right here with these two little arrows. And this just simply means on fold. This mark right here is going to be cut along the fold line, and then I am going to cut this out. This pattern has the seam allowance already included with it, so you do not have to worry about adding any additional seam allowance. However, if you do want to make this pattern a little bit bigger, you can add some more seam allowance to the side and to the top and to the bottom. To draft the pattern for the back half of this apron, this measurement here is going to be about 12 inches. You can also go up to about 13. This piece of paper that I do have is a 12-inch square paper, so I know that the top of this is going to be 12 inches. What I'm going to do, I need to measure across by about 8.5 inches. So mind you, it's 8.5 inches for the measurement because, again, this apron goes up into the shape of a trapezoid. So we just want to make sure that it goes from a wide base to a more narrow top. And that's why we have 8.5 inches at the top as opposed to the 9 inches we have for the pocket. So I'm going to just mark my measurement here for my 8.5 inches. So I do want to line these up so that my marker point is at 10 inches, which is right here. And a good way to check that is that you have these that are both the same. Because when you're finished, these two pieces are going to have to line up to make a whole. And now that I have my 8.5 and my 10 inches, I'm going to line this up to make a trapezoid. And I'm going to mark this my A2 piece. And again, this side here is going to be cut on the fold. Once this is complete, think of it as these two pieces coming together to form your miniature apron. When you are ready to cut your fabrics, you can then fold your fabrics in half with the fold line along this edge, and you will place your A1 piece down and your A2 giving you the full shape of the bottom pocket edge and the middle piece and the top of your waist up here to make your apron.